I think the more nuanced thing was that this is a group that had been with each other and known each other, a little family that was already established. So I was like one of the new folks. There was another person or two in the first episode that I shot, which was called Day of the Dot.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was just having fun, doing a good job, listening to directions. That's the name of the game. Everybody wants to create a great production. It's a team thing, but time is money as the daylight hour ticks away. So it's critical that everyone gets on the same page and that things run smoothly. So that was my interest, and but yeah, it was exciting.
Okay, what are your top 3 to 5 IPs that could be music, movie, toys, TV show, video games that really just, because we're very much a nostalgia-based podcast. One can make the argument I'm using nostalgia to work through my trauma.
I like that.
Hey, any port in a storm, am I right?
I like that, yeah.
What are some of your favorites that just immediately take you back to being on the living room floor watching cartoons, or being at your grandparents', whatever the case, running around with your best friends? What takes you back?
Okay, so cartoon show Heathcliff, Olympic Sales Club, which probably ages me. That was way back in the day, this door-to-door thing. It was on the back of comic books.
Oh, my God, I remember
Some of your listeners will probably remember that.
Selling seeds.
You sold greeting cards, and then you could get like prizes or money.
Oh yeah.
And then using over-the-air TV. I mean, UHF stations.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of music, the Starship was my first rock concert I went to. My parents took me in, I guess, around 1986.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
That was the album they were touring for, called the album with We Built This City and Sarah.
Starship. Yeah.
Oh, David, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the first time I have that single of We Built the City, the single that I had when I was a kid. I have it framed on my wall.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
And it's not that I'm like a major Starship fan. It's just like I'm in this nostalgia too. That's nostalgia.
Yeah.
I love to play Legos. I was huge into Legos. I was a good kid. I was an only child, so that was a good toy for a kid. With Legos. I mean, I could be with those for hours. So that's my quick list.
Those are your quick hits. It's funny because everything you said is lining up to some things going on at Hoove Manor to this day. So we have a 4.5-year-old son. My wife and I are both Gen Xers. We're like about a month and a half apart. And so, I mean, he's growing up on a lot of the stuff we grew up on. We are a Heathcliff house. Thank you very much. Garfield's fine. It's serviceable, but I think we all know the superior orange tabby is Heathcliff. And the theme song was a banger. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was great. And honestly, I loved the Junkyard Cats.
Oh, the Cadillac Cats in the I wanted to live in a damn junkyard, dude.
I loved that sort of like home on top of this massive mess. It was such an interesting juxtaposition. This like convertible car, and it was like an Inspector Gadget kind of mobile.
Exactly.
But, in this junkyard, and then they had all these cats, but they were all in different shapes and sizes, and you had the Vixen girlfriend.
I was just going to say, between Cleo and Chitara on Thundercats, I keep my therapist in business.
Yeah.
Heathcliff, no one should terrify their neighborhood. But Heathcliff just won't be undone, playing pranks on everyone. There's a race to be on top, the competition doesn't stop. Mixing with the ladies fair, being charming debonair. The game will reign supreme, and no one can deny. They'll make a mystery, and always have an alibi. So join in the jubilee. The cats are great, they'll all agree. Find in each calamity the cat's superiority. Heathcliff, no one should terrify their neighborhood. But Heathcliff just won't be undone. You should realize he can win it with you.
I want to, bring up the trouble with Teddy, for example. I hadn't thought about it in at least, at this point, almost 30 years. But that episode, it has a very valuable lesson in it about, your friends are your friends. They're not always going to be perfect. They're going to have little foibles about them, and if they're your friend and you love them, you accept that because sometimes you're not so great yourself. So that's something I think about that show that even 20 years from now, you could still sit down and watch it and still enjoy it and not be like, oh God, so
that's really, really nice. And it's really nice that, that you got that message from it. They did have great messages in, entertaining first and foremost, but there was a lot of great, there were some good themes, I should say. Yeah.
And they were really good about sneaking them in on you. It was really well done. So I think that is definitely a huge net positive and something that will always hold true about the show.
Happy to to talk with you guys, and you guys are doing a great thing by keeping Pete and Pete and its memories alive, and and just in general all the other projects that I know you feature and are going to feature. Doing all that stuff is great.
David, I do want to thank you very much for making some time for three guys in Central Illinois talking about toys and cartoons and shows and movies, because
and especially Pete and Pete. What a great show!
Yes.
And seriously, David, thank you so much for your time. It has been a pleasure talking to you.
Really a true pleasure.
This has been awesome.
It really was. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, what are you wearing? Cargo shorts?
You guys got any tobacco? Nope.
Take some.
Nope. Two pussies.
Which Pete and Pete episode is that?
That's the Day of the Dot.
With Ellen Cleghorn?
Yeah.
Is that her line?
Two pussies.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get some scratchers, a can of Copenhagen, and some
Skittles.
What's an amazing experience. I cannot thank David enough for his time. We are very lucky to have had him. Gentlemen, how do you feel about that?
Nice guy.
Yeah.
Integral part of the series.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Pete had his best friend. I think you would say young Pete, his little brother. He would say that he's his best friend. But if you think about his circle, you think about Ellen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Next guy in line, probably Teddy.
Definitely Teddy.
He had that one guy, I don't know if you remember, he had the round glasses, but then like the dark glasses that went over him that you could like flip them up. where he literally looked like four eyes. But
yeah,
he had some cool people in his running crew.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm really thank you again very much to David for making the time to talk to us about having worked on the show and sharing what some of your favorite bits of nostalgia are. Go team Heathcliff.
Yeah.
I will make that my hill.
Okay.
Okay.
I have so I'm going to tell the 1-inch story now, if that's all right. With
Artie. I want to dive into the show and the lore and the world building and the odd little things such as what you're about to talk about.
So the show really has a huge foot, I think, in reality, and it does deal with a lot of things, good and bad, as it relates to growing up. But there is this weird it's existential, just this kind of surreal, absurd. I think those are the two words we use a lot. Mm-hmm. Artie is the strongest man in the world, and he is Little Pete's superhero, his personal superhero that hangs out with him, a la Pete's Dragon kind of thing, you know? Yeah. And at one point, Pete's dad gets in a turf war with Ellen's dad, Mr. Hickle, and they start to prank each other back and forth. And it's not a friendly pranking. They do not like each other.
A command center is built.
And there's an underground command center. Anyway, they say we told Artie to go move their house. He's going to pick it up and he's going to push it to Saskatchewan. Mm. But Artie had just strained his back lifting something else that was huge, so he could only move the house 1 inch. And that's funny. The funniest part is when Mr. Hickle, who is played by Steve Buscemi,
true,
he comes home and, like muscle memory, he sticks his key up to the door, but he does it 1 inch to the right. Yeah. Like no one would ever do that. You see where it is, but so he instantly knew. In doing that, he instantly knew his house had been moved, and he turns around and he looks directly at the camera where Little Pete and his dad are at a command center. They're watching all these TVs. Yeah. And I thought that was so funny, just that close-up shot of him missing the keyhole. So funny.
Well, and like the PS is like when they bury the hatchet, you see Artie jaunt off towards the house, like into the background. Artie was going to move the house back.
Yeah. It's like Back to the Future, where like there is no line that's not wasted or followed up on.
Yeah. There's no fat on the jokes.
There's none. There's an episode where Pete and all his friends, they dubbed themselves the Night Crawlers.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes.
And Pete never wants to go to bed, little Pete, and he says, "Well, I'm going to stay up." And so he's kind of going back and forth with his mom. He's like, "You know what? I'm going to stay up for 11 days. I'm going to break the world record." And it's It's not Guinness. They always use fake words. It's some other G word that they use.
Like there's a fake FedEx in there.
A lot of Krebstar is their stuff.
I think it was Krebx.
Yeah. All of Pete's friends eventually go to sleep, and it's just him and Artie at the end. And then Artie goes into some sort of suspended pose where he's like,
he just stops.
It looks like he's flying, and then he's out. He's gone. Pete and his mom are then reconciling in the yard in the middle of the night, and in the distance, you just see Artie in that pose stuck.
Yep.
And it's like those are the kind of little details where it's like this is a lot of. This isn't just for kids. You can enjoy this as an adult, and it is very well written.
A lot of people say that, and it's taught at the university level that Back to the Future is the perfect movie.
Yep.
It's interesting you bring that up because I honestly think that Pete and Pete is an example of a perfect show.
Well, they definitely knew when to get out. 3 seasons, whether or not that was their choice or not, it probably was the right time.
Yeah,
probably.
Kids starting to get a little older.
Yeah, they were all starting to kind of and like even in our interview, David said he was getting ready to go to college.
Yeah,
so and there you had seen through the series pieces of it changing. Like what stands out to me is one of my favorite episodes. It's a 2-parter. Farewell, My Little Viking. Where you end up saying goodbye.
It beckons the Pete's Dragon portion of their relationship.
Where there comes a point where it's time to say goodbye.
Well, where Artie has to leave.
Artie has to leave. Another little boy needs him, like Pete's Dragon. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the first example we see of little Pete taking a step towards growing up.
And that's all character development. That's character art. They didn't try to make little Pete a 9.5-year-old forever. They allowed the characters to grow. They allowed them to experience different things like loss, and love.
What is it?
Well, I had a thing I did for you and me for years.
Artie had something to tell Pete. It wasn't just the story of being tricked by Dad or hired by McFlemp or working for 10% commission. It was the story of a superhero and a kid who ruled at dodgeball, waltzed the lunar landscape, and beat up the Atlantic Ocean. Until one day, the kid finally learned all there was to learn from his friend. And it was time for the superhero to move on.
Not the same, and you are a different Viking now. Yes, I have to go.
No!
Yes. Everything you need to learn is in here. Out there is some boy who needs me. He's small. He's puny, like you were.
But Artie, you're my best friend.
I always will be, my little Viking.
But will I ever see you again?
Worry not, boy. Worry not. For I am Artie, the strongest man. For the world.
And speaking of love, a lot of times there was a weird connection between older Pete and Ellen. And there are times in the show where, like, I remember reading Tom Sawyer when I was young, and I think he's chasing around. I think her name was Becky.
Thatcher.
Around the classroom, and there is kind of this, like, when it first turns on in your body of like, oh, I'm interested in girls or whatever that looks like for you, and you start to feel these weird emotions. I feel like sometimes that show can Pete and Pete can capture that feeling of what it's like to have a rival family in a road trip across the country, and you're looking at the lady.
That's
and you're
another
like,
one of my favorite. The King of the Road.
King of the Road.
Yes, and you like, oh, he's immediately infatuated with it. Like those feelings come
That's
through.
one of my favorite lines, by the way.
The King of the Road episode. I swear to God, that girl was Selma Blair. It's not. It's not Selma Blair. I looked it up. Selma Blair is in a later episode.
Yeah, she's in the career episode where Pete basically is shadowing
That's
Stu.
isn't that where they're on the bus a lot?
Yeah.
I think that might have been an episode that David brings up in the interview when we were talking to David.
Yeah.
Here we go again. It's going through our heads. Here we go again. We're all wondering when. Here we go again. It's never gonna end. Here we go again. We're going till we're dead. Here we go
One of the I don't know why I love it so much. I think it's because there was this the episode where you're talking about the rivalry between the Pete's dad, Mr. Wrigley, and Ellen's
Jets.
dad.
Oh,
very good. One of the things that is examined in that is sometimes, as a parent, it's hard to connect to one of your kids, and as a kid, it's sometimes very hard to connect with one of your parents. You see little moments throughout the series after that episode and such, and leading up to that episode, where you can tell Pete is trying to connect with his dad, where the dad is trying to connect with little Pete. One thing that stands out to me is the King of the Road episode where they're driving and a car goes by him, and little Pete decides to hurl an insult, to have his dad's back. You call that a stack? Because stacking stuff on top of the wagon. I mean, that's a big part of being that's a big part of being King of the Road, man.
Yeah.
And then another one that stood out to me was the episode where, oh gosh, I can't remember which one it is. Oh no, it was The Trouble with Teddy, where little Pete decided to rough it outside. And Don pokes his head out and makes sure Pete's okay. Do you have everything you need? And he holds the toilet paper up. Everything. And he throws it to him. Don't worry, son. It'll be our little secret. Like, just little moments like that. Because with that rivalry episode, Don runs down the street to catch up with Pete. And is like, hey, you purposely did this so we'd patch things up. You knew this is the only way we'd stop having a rivalry. And they built off of that. So they did give a lot of attention to that detail.
You are touching on something that really does make the show so great. Is that I think with shows after that, there was huge booms in the late '90s, in the middle aughts of all these Disney and Nickelodeon shows, and the parents aren't really around, and it's just basically one or two sets, the brightest colors, and the kids being loud and rude, and Pete and Pete gave the parents a lot to do.
Yeah,
and they gave no character was was ever tossed aside.
No.
There was an episode or two where they really focus on the crossing guard that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And there's other episodes where he's just in the background.
Yeah.
He might have one or two lines, but that they keep bringing these people back.
Always smoking.
And it's such an important part of world building to be like, oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
He was a focus of this episode, and he's not doing anything here, but he exists in this world.
And that was a beautiful thing about the show. Like, the attention to world building.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Was amazing. Like, I can't think of too many things around that time or even within a few years of following it that really had that attention to detail.
Another thing that's so great about that show was, I mentioned it during the interview, but the budget was not huge.
Yeah.
But I think that boded well for them because they used real locations. They weren't on a soundstage. They weren't on sets. They wanted to film in a house or a scene in a house. It was done in a house.
Yeah. They did a lot with very little.
It makes it feel real.
Yeah.
When his mom has to take a piss and she's running through a field trying to find the same spot that would work for her to pee, she's running through a real field. You know, like they're all real locations, and that counts.
She's not pissing on a green screen.
No. Well, we like to see that. Maybe
you want practical effects. Yeah. Everything's so CG these days.
All the schools, all the high schools, the field where they're marching, doing the marching band. It's all real stuff. It's not.
There's a genuineness to it.
It works. It works better when you make it real.
Absolutely.
I think we should talk about some of these cameos.
I was just going to say, I have
word up.
I have a few listed. Whatever I miss, Jason, I want you to fill the gaps because I know you got a pretty solid list. But I know, like you said, Pete and Pete did boast a truly inspired mix of cameo appearances and stars over its 3 seasons. Some of note include REM's Michael Stipe, Kate Pearson of the B-52s, Chris Elliott, Selma Blair, SNLer Ellen Cleghorn. One of my favorites, just because it was how he acted was pretty funny. Hall of Famer and former defensive tackle for the Baltimore Colts, Art Donovan. That's sports, folks. Derek's talking sports.
Sports.
Throwy ball, wacky stick, shooty hoops. Yeah, sports.
All those.
For a lot of aspiring actors and actresses, Pete and Pete was the first show they cut their teeth on. I know I left a couple out. Jason's going to pick up some of them. One that springs to mind is Michelle Trachtenberg, who went on to have a hell of a career.
Well, she became a main cast member.
Yeah.
But in terms of cameos, you had people like
Iggy Pop.
Maybe the best one. Maybe the best of all of them. And he hung around.
Nice stance, huh? Why aren't you out there?
Why aren't you, bub?
Me? I'm just waiting for the right song. Something special for me and my girl.
Something special. Hey, thanks, bub.
Rock on.
Something special. Excuse me, do you mind? Excuse me, folks. It looks like the dance is nearing an end, and I wanted to send out a special message to my little Pookie, Nona Mecklenburg. Maybe after she hears it, she'll give her pop one lousy dance.
I held you on my bended knee. I tucked you in the sack. I carried you around so much I sprained my lower back. And now
I guess you heard the same thing I did. I think, and it was said that Iggy Pop really enjoyed being there.
Yeah, he was just like, write me in, I'll be here.
Yeah, he would he would just hang out on set. It's like, if you want me in this scene, I'll jump in. He really loved it.
You got a jar of peanut butter? I'll smear it on my chest. Whatever you want, whatever you need for the scene.
Janine Garofalo is an English teacher. You mentioned James Reborn.
Great villain.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
he was a barber in an episode.
The girl from Welcome to the Dollhouse,
Heather Mazzarata. That was her first acting role, I believe. Yep, she would appear 5-6 episodes as Little Pete's friend Natasha. That's right.
She had a little crushy crush on him.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi, like we mentioned, is guidance counselor and also Ellen's father. Yeah, Michael Stipe is Captain. What is Scrummy?
Scrummy.
Yeah. What can I get you, son? How about a sludge sickle? You seem like a bona fide sludge sickle man.
You don't have any blue tornado bars, do you?
Nope. No, I don't. You'll have to talk to Mr. Tasty if it's a blue tornado you're after.
Do you know where I can find him?
Nope. Heard he got run out of town by a bunch of nosy kids.
I heard they just wanted to be his friends.
So that's what happened.
What do you mean?
Tasty knows the rules. Why do you think he wears that plastic head all the time? To keep kids like you from asking too many personal questions.
Why? What are you guys so afraid of?
Look, aren't we here on the first hot day of every summer? Aren't we? Don't we carry 49 different flavorific flavors, including pineapple flirt? What else do you want from us?
I don't know anymore.
Well, how about that sludge sickle? Like I said, you look like a bona fide sludge sickle man.
I had come hoping for a miracle. Instead, all I got was a cruddy sludge sickle and a sinking feeling that Mr. Tasty was gone for good.
Vincent,
what was the name of the? You look like a
bona fide sludge sickle man.
That's the ticket. Bona fide sludge sickle man.
Yeah, Mr. Tasty had disappeared, so this guy was just
blue
on
tornado bar.
Vincent Pastore from The Sopranos over here.
Yeah.
As a pro bowling agent. He takes a newspaper to the chest pretty hard. David Johansen, a la New York Dolls.
Yeah, Buster Poindexter.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned Kate Pearson. Debbie Harry was in an episode.
Yep.
She had a yard full of landmines. Violent Femmes, Gordon Gano. LL Cool J. Adam West was he had a pretty big role as the principal.
Principal, yeah.
Over Little Pete's school. Kind of his nemesis.
Yes.
Iggy Pop we mentioned, and then I don't know, maybe my favorite, Juliana Hatfield. As the lunch lady.
I figured she would come up.
What a babe!
The only way it could have got better, Steve Guttenberg.
Oh, if you would have got the Goots.
We could have talked. We had a mini episode of Goots Glutes in here.
Yeah,
I do want to do.
I know
a Gutenberg centric.
Look, here's the thing. I want to do a month of Bill Bellamy.
I know.
You've all but promised it. What if we do two weeks of Bill Bellamy, 2 weeks of Goots Glutes?
No, that's a win-win situation.
Everyone wins there.
Everybody.
Juliana Hatfield as the lunch line lady. Oh, baby.
And just like the food, the cafeteria ladies even look the same. Except for Emma. She was different from the others. You could see it in her eyes.
Don't eat the meatloaf. What are you gonna have, Pete?
I'll have the fish sticks.
A dinner lady, as they call them in England.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they call them
a dinner lady.
Yeah,
Anything
like
she
if
wants
he's
me to
got
call
dinner lady arms, that's referring to the like
swinging meat under your bicep there.
One thing I wanted to mention, we kind of touched on it. You touched on it somewhat with David.
You touched David?
Yeah.
Easy sport.
It was non-consensual.
Easy sport.
It's your birthday.
No, Pete and Pete doesn't seem to have a dark, troubled past. There's no true Hollywood story. There's no complications with production or anything.
Petunia was real all along.
Anything like that like other children's shows experience, especially some Nickelodeon productions.
This was a Schneider-free
environment.
There was an episode where Pete. We mentioned Petunia. It's little Pete. Little Pete's probably like 8 or 9 when the show starts, and he's got
a forearm tattoo.
An erotic lady named Petunia sprawled out his arm.
Does a little dance,
kind of like a little cheesecake tattoo.
There is one episode though where he like seduces a security guard with it.
Hypnotizes. I came up with this little dance for you.
Just for you. Yeah.
Just for you.
And the guy, like, I can't remember what he's trying to do, but the guard is
what
into
a
it.
woman.
The guard's into this child's arm lady. So
that was pretty good. I think that was that was one of the specials.
Yeah.
Maybe
where
so.
the kid was one of their classmates was evidently an alien.
Oh, was something like Math, Space, and Johnny Unitas or something like that.
Yeah.
Former Colt.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that had Art Donovan in it.
You could set your clock to that guy's haircut.
Doesn't it mean anything to you that the first 3 letters of Johnny Unitas' name is the same as the first 3 letters in Universe? Yeah, well, the first 3 letters of my last name are part of Donut, but you don't see me making a big deal out of it. Speaking of which, you got something to eat, kid? He just hands him a donut. I don't know why I loved it so much, but I do.
Good.
No one seems to have suffered any kind of crazy chemical or substance abuse issues. Everyone seems to have gone on to other projects of various levels of success. The cast stays in touch with one another and also have regularly gathered for reunions in person or via Zoom for fans. So not only a perfect show, but a perfect cast that doesn't have problems.
Yeah.
or over the top Danny Bonaducci level problems post doing the show. So I think that is rare. It's rare that you have a show that is not only such a huge piece of our childhood.
Well, it's funny because you're right there. I have never heard any negative things about the behind the set stuff, and David kind of confirms that.
Tamborelli wasn't pulled over naked speeding in a Lambo.
I feel like maybe if any of them were a kid could have had some troubles, and I bet there were some things that we just don't know about, and that's fine.
Sure,
if they come out, they come out. But we were talking about the villains earlier. Endless Mike. I don't know.
God, I love that. Endless Mike.
Is Rick Gomez is who played him, and Rick Gomez has gone on to like a pretty awesome career himself.
Yeah,
and a thing most notable, and I was so excited to see him pop up. It was in Robert Rodriguez's portion of the Tarantino Grindhouse.
Oh yeah,
and Planet
Death Proof
Terror.
and Planet Terror.
Oh, really?
Was
See, that's not quite my wheelhouse.
He's
so
like the male lead in that.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a really good role.
Him and Rose McGowan.
Well, damn. Now I might have to say screw it and watch it, even though that's not.
It's over the top gore, and it's a comedy though. It's a comedy.
Comedy gore, I think I can handle.
But yeah, he's gone on. He's done a lot of NYPD Blue. He's been like, and just a ton of stuff. A great actor, and it's always great to see that. And I think Michael's gone on to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
He was in that Devon Sawa comedy Slackers.
Or
is it or Cheaters? Or
Slackers.
What Slackers?
With Jason Segel, Jamie King, Laura Prepon,
Jason Schwartzman,
and Jason Schwartzman, and his hair doll. It's just you and me, hair doll.
It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah, it's been about
and
20
maybe
years.
Van Dorn. Maybe Van Dorn is in that movie.
Little Pete went to all that.
Yeah,
and he had some other stuff. That
he had a bit part in Mighty Ducks, the first one.
Yeah.
He was one of the ducks,
and one of the other ducks, Carp, was
also
one of Pete's friends in the show.
And then so there's been a few Mighty Ducks on Nickelodeon because Keenan was in the second one. He of course is the inventor of the knuckle puck.
So it's not practical in any way. Shape,
no,
or
not
form.
at all.
And I have a scar somewhere to prove it.
Oh boy. A lot of this show is talking about merchandising. I showed you some of the products that I have here, mainly just the DVDs and this cassette that was in a cereal box and some bootlegs I bought.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't think there were Pete and Pete action figures.
No.
Maybe there were T-shirts. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure there's some T-shirts, whether they were out at the time or...
I bet if anything,
you can find them on Etsy.
There are nostalgic stuff that pops up now.
Sure,
about like maybe an Artie shirt or like a Krebs Star shirt or stuff like that.
Probably like third party.
The Fighting Squids, which was their mascot at the high school.
A replica of Mom's plate.
Isn't that great? Every time they reference it, they use that same stock footage of the doctor pointing to the plate. It's in every intro of the show, and then they
anytime they talk about it, there it is.
Yeah, I love that.
This is one of those things where I don't want product.
Oh, you don't? Wow, I don't think I'd ever hear Derek say that. Derek want product, as far as I know.
Derek like product. Yay! No, I don't. I don't want a NECA line. I don't. NECA. They come up a lot. NECA is really known for its hyper realistic looking figures on like about a 6 to 7 inch scale. Do a very good job. There's no way in hell this would happen, But if Hot Toys, for example, decided to make an Artie, I'd think about it. But I don't necessarily want to see them do this. This isn't something I wanted toys of. I'm glad that it exists the way that it exists.
Well, that's where your mind always goes. That's where your mind goes is action figures. It doesn't even have to be that. Just merchandise in general.
I want an Artie pillowcase.
Yeah, in general,
bed set. Or?
Yeah, if you did like little things like shirts, or like a Krebs Star shirt, or
a Petunia beach towel,
a Petunia beach towel,
that'd be good.
Mud flaps.
If you did some. If you did some merchandising along the lines of like clothes,
lunch boxes,
pillows, but like a retro lunch box, it's like a throwback, that's fine. I don't need anybody making action figures of this.
Yeah, I don't know if that would really work.
Mr. Tasty ice cream maker.
A Mr. Tasty bobblehead.
Yeah, Mr. Tasty doll or something would be funny.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
And then you get the figures or like a push box with sound effects of kids just yelling, "Tasty!"
And honestly, speaking of Mr. Tasty, I'm honestly surprised because you would be shocked the shit that gets licensed by Hot Wheels. I'm surprised there hasn't been a Mr. Tasty mobile or Don's station wagon because no shit. They've of course have licensing with Back to the Future. You've seen Hot Wheels DeLoreans. This is not a joke. I have a picture of it. I posted it probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago when I saw it. Biff's car covered in shit. That is a Hot Wheel that you can get. Manure. I hate manure.
This is the 1950 whatever.
Yeah,
is Billy Zane in the back?
Oh, he's under the poop.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's a Hot Wheel that you can buy. So I'm honestly surprised nobody was ever like, what if we went ahead and did a Mr. Tasty?
That's a when the iron's hot kind of thing, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
I had no idea there was a manure covered. It was a Hot Wheels, you said?
It was a Hot Wheels. I'll find the picture. I'll send it to you because I saw it and I was just like, there is no way in hell this was
Does
made.
it smell real?
It's a scratch and sniff.
Didn't investigate, my friend. But yeah, if you were to do merchandise for it, like I wouldn't mind. Like if they did, because they never released season 3, correct?
No.
If they did a nice box set on Blu-ray or something, that would be fun to snatch up.
Yeah, just put out the whole series.
Yeah, just
on
put out.
Blu-ray.
At this point, put out the whole series in a nice Blu-ray set. Maybe it comes with a nice pack-in poster.
I assume it's under the Viacom, like.
Yeah, is it on Paramount Plus?
I really
it's
doubt
not.
It. I really doubt
I
it
looked because that's when I messaged you guys like, man, I can't find this streaming anywhere, which surprised me because Paramount Plus has pretty much the whole Nickelodeon library.
I don't think they have the whole. I think they have the things they think will hit with people. And that's it.
Yeah, like you can't do that on television. Isn't on there except for maybe a few episodes.
And they made like 100 episodes, 200 episodes, maybe more than that. Yeah, they're only going to put the things on there they think that hit because it does cost them money to keep them on there. That's why, like,
Max dumped tons of stuff.
That's the big example. Things that they created, things that you think they seemingly own completely outright. Why not just keep that on your service? There has to be a cost associated with that, so they're not doing it, so they dump it.
And they don't release it on DVD, so then it like is not obtainable at all.
Unless
There's
you go to
like
a dark web, a gray
archive,
area, an archive.org kind of thing.
Yeah. That's going to be a reality that some of these shows just almost get wiped from existence, more so than what we thought some things back in the 80s did, but people had VCRs recording it.
Yeah.
Nobody has that now, you know?
Yeah, it's true. There's probably some stuff that's just going to, I don't know, necessarily vanish, but it's just not going to be out there to be consumed.
Well, I'm glad I have the bootleg DVDs. I know they're all on YouTube, and I hope they stay on YouTube. I hope no one ever copyright strikes them. And if they do, I hope it's released on a service that has even a better quality that I can watch them there.
Bingo.
Agreed.
That's the only way I want it off of YouTube is if I can go to my local Walmarts, hand them money and or card, and leave with it. That's what I want.
Yeah, it's good to have the physical thing. Sometimes it disappears, but... Yeah, what else do you want to talk about related to the series?
Well, you had mentioned in the interview with David, and it's something we touch on usually towards the end of an episode. You know, would you revamp it? Would you modernize it? Reboot it? What would that look like? This to me, there are certain properties you don't touch.
Yeah,
like again, one that's brought up is the Back to the Future franchise. pretty much unilaterally, people agree. Oh no! You don't reboot that. You don't do leave it alone.
It'll get done.
Leave it.
It'll happen.
Someday somebody is going to be an
Bob
asshole.
Gale
and do
will
it.
die.
Oh, I thought it was Zemeckis who said not while I'm alive.
Okay, maybe.
Either way, sooner or later, some ass that is void of any creative integrity is going to push that through.
It's only about money. That's why I'm doing this show right now.
Exactly.
It's for the love of money.
Love of money.
But someday there will be a Back to the Future reboot.
And fine, if that happens, it happens. It doesn't mean what we all have enjoyed for the last 35 to 40 years isn't something we can't still enjoy. But I think this is something, one, you leave it alone. Two, I really don't know that anybody could do it right now. I think this was lightning in the bottle at the time.
It's a time capsule show, but it's a time capsule that is evergreen.
Bingo.
Like it's enjoyable, it's timeless in a way, but it really is a product of its time and could not, I don't think, be replicated and maybe hit the same way if it was put out today.
It is so different to be a kid now.
I want to chime in on the rebooting or whatever. I wouldn't want to see it like the further adventures of Pete and Pete, where it's like they're grown-ups now. I wouldn't want to see that.
No.
And it's their kids or whatever. I have no interest in that. I don't want to see a new show called The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Mm-mm.
But I think I wouldn't mind seeing an attempt to do something in a similar vein.
Yeah.
Like something single camera, no laugh track, on the cheap, real locations. There's something real about that. And if you can do that for this generation, great. It doesn't have to be under the Pete and Pete banner.
Sure. Yeah,
but there's something in that vein. It would be an interesting project to see if you had the writing chops to pull off something as incredible as the first round. And I don't know what the version of that is today anyway. Like what is the kids show today that is universally loved? 5-10 years ago, was it like Adventure Time? Was that
probably,
the show?
But there was a show around that same time that I used to watch with Drew that I enjoyed as an adult, I think just as much as she did as a kid. It was The Amazing World of Gumball. Is an animated
people really
cartoon.
love that.
It was very well written. It was smart. It was funny, surreal, and just nonsense. But there were also nice messages and takeaways. That's about the only thing I can really think of that kind of had some Pete and Pete vibes that I watched of quote unquote modern children's television, and this is still over a decade ago.
Yeah, no, I remember that show. My daughter liked that show.
It was a really enjoyable children's show that I got just as many laughs, legit laughs, out of as she did.
I think for Henry and I, the equivalent would be Bluey.
That I hear gets a lot of praise too.
Yeah,
and it speaks to it that all these examples we're giving are cartoons too. It'd be cool if we could have a live action version of that, but I don't know how feasible it is. They, like I said, late 90s to late aughts, they really cracked the code, and I think Nickelodeon and Disney were just shoveling the money in. Just with these crappy kid shows that they had to have been made for next to nothing.
Yeah.
They really had to. They look like garbage. They were garbage, but kids tuned in. Mm-hmm. It was the last era before streaming took over everything, and this was appointment television for kids, and they were watching Sonny with a Chance, Ant Farm.
Clarissa Explains It All.
I wouldn't throw that in the
I wouldn't throw. I think you're referring, like you just said, and what was it? Oh God, the iCarlys and
Wizards of Waverly Place.
That was my last example there.
Yeah, that kind of generation of shows.
Yeah,
where it's overacting.
It's all the same show. It's the brightest colors you've ever seen.
You talking lemonade mouth?
I'm talking. Have you ever seen that sketch on SNL?
Yeah, the Disney School of Acting for Kids.
Keenan's in it. Have you seen that before?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Turn that on. Yeah, that's really funny.
Hi there. I'm Miley Cyrus from Hannah, Montana.
And from That's So Raven, I'm So Raven Simone.
And if you're a teen actor looking to improve your craft, look no further. It's the Disney Channel Acting School.
At the Disney Channel Acting School, we'll teach you all the skills you need to be the star of your very own Disney Channel show.
Disney Channel acting is its own art form. And to master it, you're gonna need a special set of tools. On the Disney Channel, every person has to be the loudest person in the room. Watch. What's wrong, Jamantha?
If I don't get an A on my science project, I can't go boogie boarding with Devin.
Well, then you should trick Thomas into trading projects with you.
Good idea! In the Disney Channel world, any child is smarter than every adult.
Hey, sweetie, you want to see my stamp collection?
Oh, gee, can I? I bet they're super cool.
Sweet Nibblets. You'll also learn advanced techniques like the pause then diss.
So you have to pause and then destroy the person. Ask me if I like anchovies.
Do you like...
Ow! I don't think so.
But it's true. I mean, that's how all those shows were.
What do you think? Should we grade?
I think
this property?
I want us to, but I think we're all going to line up. Let's start with the birthday boy.
I give it a Krebstar Plus.
Krebstar Plus.
This is a great property. Like I said, I think I was just out of range. We were talking to David there. I was just a little too old, maybe a year too old, to really enjoy Pete and Pete. I felt like it was maybe for younger kids. And then I moved out on my own, and I had a few roommates, and we had a really huge, shitty rear projection TV, and we had cable. And one of the channels no one in their life has ever heard of was the N channel. It was a weird Nickelodeon channel.
Yeah.
Noggin.
Yes, Noggin. And Noggin would show repeats of Pete and Pete. I think I would get home from work, and I would turn it on and be like, oh, I remember this. Mm-hmm. And there was some weird nostalgia that had. This was my early 20s. I was like 22 or something, 21, 23, right in there. And I was like, this is a really good show. Like, I never really gave it a chance, and here I am in my early 20s really enjoying a show for children. Mm-hmm. And maybe that speaks to me on a larger level, but I do stand by.
You're not going to get any judgment on this end of the table, my friend.
Well written, well acted, single camera, real locations. It's a very, very good show. It's in the pantheon for me of best, not even just kid shows, but just best TV shows. They knew when to get out.
Yeah.
39 episodes said and done. There's really not a point where you're like, man, they should have cut it off last season, or here's a huge lull. It's a great program. I give it an A+. It's fantastic. Thank you, Maureen.
Keg.
I'm giving it an A. I remember watching the shorts. I was a fan of those. I was tuning in to the premieres of the specials when those came on. When it went to series, I was watching it. I was the target demo, and I was eating it up. I really enjoyed it. I watched some of those early episodes multiple times. Mm-hmm. The third season, I think I may have honestly checked out at that point. Like you said, I'm about your age, so maybe by season 3 I had moved on to other things. But season 1, season 0, and season 2, I definitely was watching. I have them in my DVD collection. I've watched them with my kids. It holds up. Great music. It's an A. The only reason it doesn't get an A+ is because season 3 is unavailable on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
So
points deducted.
Yep.
I am an A+ on it. I tried to catch this whenever I could. It sometimes was difficult. I think sometimes it occasionally suffered the mess of weekend scheduling. Sometimes getting bounced around a little bit, Nickelodeon trying different things. And usually the weekends were difficult to try to watch what I wanted to watch just because I either had chores or we had things going on.
700 Club was on.
Oh, that's a good show.
700 Club with Pat Robertson. But anytime I got a chance to catch it, I relished it. And of course, in preparing for this episode, there were other episodes I wasn't familiar with that I went back and watched just because I wanted to see some different samplings, but there were ones I had to go back and see because I remember watching them. I remember them resonating with me at the time, like Farewell My Little Viking Part 1 and 2, The Trouble with Teddy, Time Tunnel. Time Tunnel is one of my favorite episodes. I can't quite tell you why.
Is that the one with the daylight savings time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pete and Ellen go on a date. Endless Mike lets Pete borrow his car. So that's why, like, I never 100% considered Mike a bully. He was an antagonist or a rival. I think that's why I liked him so much. The other ones were clear villains.
I like to throw them all under the banner of villain.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, but that was an episode that just really made me appreciate Endless Mike even more. That and the wrestling episode. But for me, it is an A+. This was a great show. You had a great cast, wonderful writing, comprehensive writing. It was that rarefied air of a perfect show that hit at the right time, and exactly what Dustin said. It was lightning in a bottle that could only happen at that time, yet somehow still remains evergreen. That's pretty rare in a property. Mm-hmm. That's very rare to
I think
achieve.
Freaks and Geeks meets that requirement.
Yeah. Freaks and Geeks is a very good, more modern, or at least later example of something that manages to tap into something, be grounded, and just hold up. Like, we kind of joked about it because you made a Lick-a-Mate reference. Yeah. I just watched some episodes because I think it's on Paramount Plus. And I was like, oh, shit, I'm going to go back and... I just got an itch had to scratch it. That's another example of something that just holds up. So, we all three give it A's. You and I give it A+. We're not going to hold the season 3 not being released against it.
That's fine. I'll stand on it.
You stand on that, Keg. But with that, we will be back after these brief messages.
A quick fill up, check the upholstery, and get the cushions realigned. We'll be snicking again after this.
This is George Bush, coming here to tell you about the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards.
Performing Bryan Adams, Black Crowes, Bobby Brown, Eric Clapton, Def Leppard, En Vogue, Guns N' Roses, Michael Jackson, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers, U2, and more.
Hosted by Dana Carvey.
The 1992 MTV Video Music Awards. Live Wednesday, September 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Coming in 4 days.
Now on video cassette.
This is Fern Gully.
Don't you wish all your friends from Fern Gully
I'm Krista.
could come out and play?
We could fix that for you.
Well, now they can.
Wow!
There's Krista.
Are you really a human? Wow!
Batty Coda. And Zach. For a limited time, your Forest Adventure set is free with purchase of the hit movie Fern Gully, rated G.
This is a fabulous idea.
For $24.98 or $5 less with rebate. Additional video purchase required. Details inside Fern Gully.
Super fast, one of a kind. Micro machines racing time.
We're in fast company today at Richard Petty Speedway. Here's Derek Colton's Pure-Related team now. Sterling Marlin's Maxwell House Machines and Bill Elliott's Superstar Collection. Here comes Richard Petty's STP team on the lift for final inspection. Gassing up, changing tires before he runs the circuit. This crowd is ready for racing.
Stock cars, superstars like
Micro Machines vehicle pack sold separately with collector's cards. Speedway sold separately with one vehicle. You put it together from the loop.
It's the adorable stars of the Disney movie 101 Dalmatians. Now you can bring them home. Patch, Rolly.
101 kinds of cute puppy fun.
I love you.
101 Dalmatians, each sold separately.
With all the magic of the new Disney movie, Beauty and the Beast.
Poor Beast.
Can Belle break the evil spell? Only her magical kiss can change peace to a handsome prince like this. Beautiful Belle, your love has broken the spell.
Each sold separately.
I'll probably put some Nickelodeon commercials in here.
Nick.
Stickly and shit.
I like Yo-Yo Ball. That's always my favorite commercial.
Yo-Yo Ball. That
came up on
Nickelodeon,
the
I think
Ernest
USA
show.
were the only two channels I ever saw a Yo-Yo Ball advertised on.
Do you remember the song? Was
it written by Yo-Yo Ma?
It was, yeah.
Yes, it
and
was.
Bobby McFerrin?
Hey, gang, it's a Yo-Yo Ball.
That's one of those songs like that and Hey Dude, the intro to Hey Dude, they're seared in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yo-Yo Ball, it's so much fun. And it's easy to do because wherever it goes, it comes back to you.
What?
You never have to wind it. You can do it all. Hey, man.
It's a yo-yo ball!
Yo-yo ball!
Yo
Hey, man,
Begoya.
it's Yo-Yo Ma.
He plays a cello.
He does play cello quite well. And that, my friends, brings our super awesome, very great, huge, amazing walk down memory lane to a close. But won't you please join us next week as we discuss Gremlins? I'm finished.
I gotta watch that version again.
This is the last episode of November, so we are sliding into December. We
Yeah.
are leaning more into Christmas themed.
It's beginning to look a lot like the holidays.
It is kind of a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think so. Riddle me this, because of course, Die Hard's always brought up. Is it a Christmas movie?
I consider Gremlins a Christmas movie.
I consider Gremlins a Christmas movie, even though it was released in June. A wise marketing strategy like Monster Squad. I think it was it was a summer release. It is one of two movies that led to us getting the PG-13 rating because of Microwave Gremlin. But yeah, Christmas movie. Yeah,
I have tons of Christmas movies, and I put them on a separate shelf every day after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, here's our movies we can watch for the month. Gremlins is always in there.
My man. And I respect your attention
I think there's
to
something
detail.
to that because the Gremlins 2, I think, is also a Christmas movie, right? Isn't it?
The New Batch?
New Batch, no. I don't
Are you
think it-
sure? I thought they doubled down with the Christmas. It may not be as prevalent
I may
as the first
watch
one.
it again just for shits
I
and
have
gigs.
it. I haven't watched it in a
I
while.
might be
don't
wrong.
think
I
it was Christmas.
Okay, I thought there was Christmas stuff happening there, but again, not the focal point.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, they had to have made a conscious decision to set it again at that time of year. I could be wrong.
I think Gremlins 2 is infamous for being wildly self-aware of the whole cash grabs sequel.
It's a meta.
It's a
movie.
very meta movie.
and not good.
Not great.
Is Gremlins a Christmas movie? Sure. Who gives a shit?
Fuck it.
I'm not precious about
Hey,
that.
guess what?
Who
We're
cares?
making it a Christmas movie.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Sure.
Sure.
Who fucking cares?
Gremlins 2 came out in June. So
the first
that
one.
is, I know that I was going to say, so that doesn't help.
It doesn't help your case.
Okay, well, keep working on that.
Okay, I'm looking at the plot now.
If you could, if you don't mind. But no, this is of course the end of November. It is. It has been a thankful month. We've had 2 patron episodes. We have had an episode that Shauna picked. I'm always thankful that she tolerates me.
Happy 10-year anniversary.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait.
That was the gift, Denver Last Dinosaur episode?
Well, the 10-year anniversary is the Denver dinosaur anniversary. Didn't you know?
No.
Or in the words of Teddy, you didn't know that?
The first one's paper, and then the second,
Yes.
the 10th one.
It's
is
literally
Denver.
a newspaper. You give them the evening edition. 10 years is Denver the Dinosaur.
So you don't.
15 years is Shit Your Pants on the way to a very niche festival.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So you're not going to tell us what you're going to do for your anniversary, and you're not going. What are you going to get her for your anniversary?
I will. That's something I'll talk about off pod. Something an idea I've been kicking around. It popped in my head the other day.
When is the date?
May 17th is
okay.
my birthday. That's when I met her.
Your birthday?
That's when I
God,
physically
it's easy
met
to
her.
remember.
She came up and saw
Doesn't
me on
that
my
suck
birthday.
that you have to get someone else a present on your birthday?
No.
I would hate it.
It doesn't bother me.
This is about me.
This is about me. But no, we are very
I am the
thankful.
gift that keeps on giving.
We do have future patron episodes coming up as well for Brett, Nate, and Allison. We're just kind of trying to figure out how to structure those thematically.
And by we, he means he.
Oh no,
I have nothing to do with it.
No, I need to talk to you guys about it because I have some ideas. I want to see what you think. But no, that brings November to a close. We are going into the last year of the month. I am looking forward to Christmas month. So yeah, we're gonna kick it off with Gremlins. We are all, of course, familiar with it.
Yep.
You can, of course, find Dustin at where?
At Dutch Stick 11.
And he may not say it, but you can find Jason at Couch Pilots Pod. both on X. You can listen to these two cats every Friday on Radio Rewind with our friend Kevin. It is a great way to close out the week just because it's fun to hear music trivia and just hear these guys banter. And it has it's strange, the idea of making songs face off like fantasy football, but it's a lot of fun. You end up getting re-exposed to some songs maybe that you forgot about. And leading up to the top 10 face-off, these guys do recommend some really great music. I know Sincere Engineer has found its way into my playlist.
Nice.
For example.
What about Twin Temple?
No, I have not.
Check them out.
Dived into that, but I
don't think that one's come out yet.
You're gonna hate it.
I'm gonna hate it, huh?
It'll come out by the time this comes out.
Oh, fair enough. Well, maybe you don't know. I might like it. You don't know. You can, of course, find me, Derek J. Hoover, or engage with the show at Yesterday's Pod, both on X. We would love it if you share some feedback with us via our email at yesterdayspod@gmail.com. Please check out yesterdaysmedia.com for our episode schedule, as well as short write-ups about the properties. Sometimes they are just purely informational. Sometimes they're a little bit more personal. If you're in the position to help the show grow, please consider being a patron at patreon.com/yesterdayspodcast. That is going to wrap it up for Yesterday's this week. But hey, we'll see you next Monday. Have a great week.
Superior Thanksgiving special, Charlie Brown or Garfield? I'm a Garfield man.
Yeah, Garfield.
I know you like Heathcliff. I'm going Garfield.
Yeah, but the choice between those, no, Garfield.
I'm not familiar with either.
No popcorn and jelly beans for this cat.
No.
What's the Garfield one about?
Gravy.
What did you say in the Gravedale episode? I've been trying to figure. Certainly more grave than gravy.
Oh,
What the
that's
fuck did
from
you
A
say?
Christmas Carol. That's an Ebenezer Scrooge line when he sees the ghost of Jacob Marley, and he's like, "Perhaps you're an undigested bit of beef, a glob of mustard. Yes, there's more of gravy than of grave about you." Sorry, I get Dickensian sometimes in my ramblings. Yeah.
The biggest mistake any adult can ever make is to underestimate a kid. They notice things much more quickly than they're often given credit for, can see the extraordinary in the mundane, and can find adventure around every corner.